My name is Josh Robertson. I'm the Climate Enablement Lead for the South and East Coast and the Eastern Corn Belt. And today I wanted to give you just a little bit of a debrief on the effective communication class that Chris Lefkowitz taught earlier this year, and some of the key takeaways that I had from that class. First and foremost, the overall overarching idea of effective communication in general and how limited amount of time each of us have in our day-to-day lives. It's a very precious commodity and time that we have. So just reinforcing the overall importance of making the most of communication that you do have with someone, so that you do have the best chance of getting your message across in a clear, concise manner, so that you're most well understood. Some of the things that we talked about in this class, first and foremost, being an active listener, and I know I can do a better job of this. And by being an active listener, just thinking about asking questions, diving in to people to really understand what it is that they're talking to you about. In my new role, I am a manager of 10 different individuals. They each have different personalities, and I need to be able to adapt my communication method to meet their needs, and to be sure that I'm understanding what they're talking about before I start trying to add context to that. So just asking really good questions and diving in. From there, Chris talked about the importance of nonverbal communication. 93% of all communication is nonverbal. So that means only 7% of what I say is probably getting through to somebody. So that just got me personally to thinking about, in this virtual world that we live in, the importance of having your camera on a Teams call. I don't get to be in front of my climate enablement managers as much as I would like to. So for the times that we are interacting, I need to be on camera so that we can have a chance to, as much as possible, make that, they could take advantage of some of those nonverbal cues that we have in communication in general, and just make the conversation overall more effective. From there, we talked about email communication. First and foremost, thinking about the subject line. Did I put a good subject line in there so that everybody knows what my message is about before they even dive in? I like to put my bottom line up front. I like to put, what is this overall email about? So before you have to dive into the details, after you've opened it up, just reinforce the message around what I'm trying to bring. And keeping my body clear, concise. I like to use bullet points now that help highlight the topics that I'm trying to communicate. And then finally, on email, just thinking about closing that loop.
Go.
Hi, my name is Morgan Schmidt. I'm a regional training manager for the Central Plains region. Earlier this winter, I helped lead the excellent series session called Effective Communication. I have two guys with me here today who went through that series, and they're going to share a couple quick highlights of how they're applying this. So Tyler, I'll let you go first.
Yeah, so Tyler Brugdenhill, technical agronomist for South Central Nebraska. One of the things I took away from this was understanding that utilizing social media platforms such as Twitter, that really only 10% of people are sharing about 90% of the content. So what that means when we go through this is that when I'm utilizing Twitter to share things like plot updates, agronomic issues, while only some percent of those people are actually posting this content, we're having 90% some engagement of our customers and our growers. So being able to utilize that platform to excite them around new products, and then also share best practices agronomically, really makes us more effective communicators.
Perfect. Thanks, Tyler. Jake, I'll hand it to you now.
Yeah, my name is Jake Finley, FSR in South Central Nebraska as well. Main takeaway that I had in this training was the effective communications of the nonverbal side. 93% of what we do in communication today is nonverbal, so making sure that we're listening, using our hand gestures, standing up appropriately, and just making sure we have the right tone, pitches in our communications is very, very important today.
Perfect. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.